Hello, Cancer, and welcome. This is Tamara here, your sensual mystic, and today we're going to do your big magic reading. So, what is your big magic that you're ready to share with the world? What is this optimal big gift, this big love that you can offer? Okay, there's a lot of planets and things like that in retrograde right now, a lot of emotions flying high, and people are just a little bit like unsure of the direction. So I hope this will lend some clarity and some light. Remembering the tarot is just a form of wisdom. Please let what works sink and let the rest go. Okay, this is never meant to compensate for professional help or using your own guidance or discrimination or intuition. We're working with the Amenti Oracle as well as Serpent Fire Tarot today. Okay, and what we're looking for is some guidance, all right, for Cancer, for what is your big work, what is your big love, what is your big offering in the world. I will have links for a completely free card pull. If you'd like me to meditate on a card for you, just fill out the form. That is totally free. And there's options to do a reading, a personalized reading. There's specials on right now if that is something that you need. Okay, please like, please subscribe, please, invest in the love here so I can continue to do my big work with all of you. So Cancer, 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 big love, big work for Cancer. Okay, this is a newer deck for me to be working with. So I'm going to pop open the guidebook and I'm going to read to you. Look at this. I just love this deck so much. I keep my own counsel. Okay, Cancer, I keep my own counsel. So let's see. Let me look this up so that we can learn together the full depth and meaning of this. Okay. So card number 16, Cancer. Let us see. Card number 16. Wow. Okay, so this is a goodie. I keep my own counsel. Ma'at is a living principle, is the embodiment of order, and in living this principle, our daily experience becomes a personification of fairness, truth, and balance to circumvent chaos through actions that are just. Just being the key word, as it is defined by an unbiased equilibrium. To die is to stop living, but to stop living is something entirely different than dying. Chinese proverb. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, when a soul enters the underworld of Duat, the heart is placed on a scale to be weighed against the feather of Ma'at, as the measure for the actions and inactions of their lifespan. Before the heart can be weighed, the deceased should have to recite the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at, as taken from the papyrus of Ani. What was not done would have equal bearing to what was done, justification of the life being lived, being perceived by how closely the soul aligned with Ma'at's law of harmony. The law of Ma'at may find its closest correspondence in the Tao, as the Tao is believed to be the underlying natural law of the universe, yin and yang never being separate, as equal and interconnected as the heart and feather on the scales. In living in the ideal of keeping your own counsel, it is important to ask yourself who you are behind closed doors when no one is watching and you are left to your own devices, acting only as the perceiver, not the perceived. Do your actions remain balanced in what you do? Who you are and how you live? Does what you do not have the same intention as what is done? Keeping your own counsel is practicing mindfulness in each moment by paying attention to your behavior and remembering to remain in alignment with truth. Whether you are the object of perception or the subject who perceives, it is understanding that chaos and contrast give birth to clarity, and order is found when we are met with and triumph over disorder. The principle of Ma'at is the nature of the Tao, invisible forces that govern all of what is visible, with a timeless wisdom that is trickled through parables, fairy tales, myths, and mystical manuscripts from all ages. May we be reminded of the story of Joseph and the Canaanite, or Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat of modern days, a pertinent figure in both the Bible and the Quran, and a hologram bringing color to the prism of human story. A seer and sage in his own right, represented by this coat of many colors, and the preferred miracle child of his parents. Joseph's revelatory dreams became visions made manifest. This enraged his older brothers because they felt as though he perceived himself to be above them, and out of anger they sold him into slavery. Joseph was brought to Egypt and became a slave to the Potiphar captain of the Pharaoh's guard, but quickly advanced to servant and superintendent. When Potiphar's wife Zuleika made a romantic advance on Joseph and he denied her, she became angry and falsely accused him of rape. Thus Joseph was thrown into prison. The Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and baker shared Joseph's cell with him. Both suffered from powerful nightmares which Joseph was able to interpret. He surmised that the messages of the dreams were the chief of the cupbearer would be freed, but the chief baker would be hanged. His accurate predictions caught the attention of the Pharaoh, who himself had been suffering from unresolved dreams. And after Joseph again accurately predicted the astral revelation, 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine, the Pharaoh freed Joseph, made him chief vizier, and renamed him Zaphenath-Paneah. In the 2nd year of famine, Joseph's brothers were sent to Egypt to buy goods, but did not recognize him when standing in his presence, as so many years had passed since they had deceived him. Anger entered Joseph's heart, and he wanted revenge. However, redemption was found through forgiveness, and eventually he made peace with his brothers and reunited with his family under the blessing of the Pharaoh. Essentially, all lived their own version of a happily ever after. If Joseph hadn't been thrown into slavery and forced to use his mind, heart, morals, and intuition to go from slave to vizier, perhaps all would have starved when the eventual famine found its way to the land, and the virtue of humbleness may have never entered hearts of not only Joseph but his brothers as well. The consolation of keeping one's own counsel comes when the idealized human understands that the mysteries of fate and the manifestations of dreams both spring from the same well, the all-seeing, all-knowing, interconnected mind that is present in every myth and memory. Contrast constructs consciousness and consciousness. And like a rubber band once stretched never returns to its prior dimension, usefulness being found not in what is no more, but rather what is. Okay, so this is so beautiful, Cancer. A lot of messages popping up in there, okay? But for many of you, there's going to be all sorts of different opportunities in here. For some of you, I see like traditional Chinese medicine or philosophy of the Tao, okay? That keeps coming up. So that might be, an area for you to look at. The humility of feeding others. Some of you might actually put your energy and attention at helping to feed others. So some of you might find yourself in hospitality, like working with the homeless, working with people that are in need. You are fierce and strong in terms of your determination of moving forward past, people that have deceived you. So some of you, might actually become part of some type of justice system. And for some of you, you might have the quite strong gift of intuition. For some of you, predictions, doing things in the nature of mediumship might be your big magic and your big love to offer the world, but basically helping people to have love in their hearts instead of, being upset at the people that have done bad things, or done hurtful things, but learning to forgive and not holding on to that, and perhaps even being in some type of counseling position to help people to forgive. Hello, Chris. Thanks for popping on. I appreciate you saying hi. What we're doing here is a big magic read, so finding your big love and your big magic, your big offering in the world. So the Queen of Wands has come out, okay, and we're going to pull another card in a moment. But the Queen of Wands is a really head over heart card, okay? This queen typically is very like sharp, cuts off the things that don't serve. In this positioning, in this particular card, you see her with her hands upstretched and this luminous light coming, into her. Either she's projecting it out or it's coming in, but it's connected to the sun. So it's connected to this beautiful, peaceful energy as she's above these, like, above the electricity, above the storm, above the fieriness. She's suspended up in these luminous clouds, and she is manifesting. So you rise above, like, whatever big magic you're offering in the world. It coincides with this really beautifully, because it's saying to not get hung up on treachery, not get hung up on betrayal, not allow yourself to get sucked into the darkness of what others have projected. And you might be able to help other people also through forms of holistic and alternative methods of counseling and using your intuition. Okay, and the Queen of Swords is really good with speech and like figuring situations out. So again, perhaps some of you even some type of like judicial employment, and for some of you just using your like intuitive gifts or your ability to communicate well. Okay, so you have the Queen of Wands alongside. Let's see if we can get you another card, Cancer. So Cancer's big love, big magic, big offering in the world. Remember to like, to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you know anybody that could use a little push or direction here, please feel free to share this with them. I will later be linking below where you can actually just fill out a form for a free card pull. So completely free, all right, costs you absolutely nothing. I will totally meditate on a card specific for you and send that over. Of course, I do personal readings as well for those of you that need. We're just gonna look for one more thing here. One more card here for Cancer, please. All right, so your big love, your big magic, helping other people in humility, helping to serve. For some of you, it might even be like, working in homeless shelters, or working as like a minister or pastor, somebody who is ministering, somebody working with intuition. You have also, this all-seeing eye, all-knowing ability to share that, okay? The Queen of Swords coming in here with this manifesting, a calling in the best, cutting off that which doesn't serve. Just a very sharp approach to manifesting new things. The Page of Wands. So, when I look at this card, you see this very luminous energy ahead. It's like there's this new opportunity to move forward with the energy of the Ten of Cups, which is like everything, all fulfilled love. But you have a mother here, and you have the symbology of fertility, of pregnancy. So you might actually, some of you might be like midwives or doulas. Some of you might be called to working with babies or mothers in particular, or families. Okay, so some of you, your big work is going to be in this field. For some of you, very cosmically aligned, maybe even some astrology, opportunity in astrology. And for others, you're really manifestors that are focused on your intuition and offering your gifts of intuition and putting them out there with, very clear communication. I hope that this helped, Cancer. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. And make sure that you subscribe so that you catch all the different readings that I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of different readings. There will be new stuff going up almost every day between different pick a cards, astrological, typology stuff, as well as wisdom and meditations and all these good things. This is my big magic. This is my big work. And I am bringing it to the table. So I appreciate so much your help by just collectively helping me to grow this by inserting your energy into this. So much love again, and info will be linked down below later.